Come on, get out. I hate this when it happens. Get out. I finally got it. This, the earworm. I wanted to come up with solid examples in this video. And spoiler alert, we will. And while I was looking for good and catchy melodies to analyze, I realized one thing. Up to this point, I always thought like this. I thought good melodies equals to catchy melodies. But it was more like this. There were catchy melodies and there were good melodies. And sometimes good melodies and catchy melodies overlap. So catchy melodies doesn't mean a good melody. On the other hand, a good portion of good melodies is actually also catchy. Or at least they have a catchy phrase in them. So the question then, what makes a catchy melody? The first ingredient of catchy melody is the rhythm. Let me illustrate. The biggest tell of catchy rhythms is how easy for listeners to repeat it after only listening once. Take a look at this example. Do you think you can recreate this? Probably not if you're not a genius. Now listen to this. I'm sure many of us now can repeat this one immediately. Very simple. Now we can make this example even more drastic. Let's take the same rhythm but used in a synthesizer and just layer some drums on bottom. See how this immediately turns into a catchy groove and melody.
Concentrate.
By the way, do you know these presets are coming from my Mercurial Tones preset packs? Take a look. Those are cool and really supports me. The second ingredient is if it is hummable, visible or singable. Visible, whistleable, whistleable. Like this. Whistler. I have no idea if there is a word like that because I'm visible. I will demonstrate this by just whistling. First limitation of whistling for the normal people is actually how fast you can whistle. For example, this one. Pretty simple. Anybody who can whistle will be able to whistle this one. But if we increase the speed a little bit, still easy. One more time. I think we are approaching the limit. I'm still able to keep it, but I'm kind of losing it at some points. Even faster. I'm really having a hard time to keep the pitch steady, and the other thing is the division is really loose, so I cannot keep the constant speed and I kind of turn into a bird. So you should keep the speed somewhere around. Same thing applies for the low speed or very long breaks as well. If you do something like this, it is just super boring. The same thing for the long breaks. It is just not fun. But I figured there is actually even more important thing when it comes to the whistling, and it is the intervals that are used in the melody. So let's take something like this. It is super easy because we are using short intervals. Look what happens when I start using longer intervals, making me forced to do octave jumps. I immediately lose control of the pitch because it's really hard to jump between different octaves when you are whistling. So the sweet spot lies around perfect fifth. If you take a C and if you just count to 7, this will be our perfect fifth. 7 semitones up. When you make your intervals longer than perfect fifth, it gets harder and harder to sing, hum or whistle, and hence less catchy hooks and melodies. If you are enjoying the video up to now, please consider like and subscribe. It helps a ton. If there is any mystery in music, it is this. Repetition legitimizes. There is a very simple experiment to prove this one. Listen how weird this sounds. It feels like something is off. If you take a look at the notes, we are in G minor, but not really. We are using a bit off notes over here. Preset itself is also a chord, so makes it even weirder. But listen what happens when I start repeating it. And with a beat. Maybe after the fourth or the fifth, you start to really feel like it doesn't sound as bad as it sounded the first time. And this is the concept of repetition. The more you repeat something, the more you feel like it is normal. And this is a very key concept. So writing melodies that has at least repeating phrases is one of the most important things to make catchy melodies. A very cliche example is coming from Daft Punk. Around the World repeats 144 times in a track, and the melody itself repeats 72 times. If you think about it, it's crazy. And this is one of the most catchy songs that I ever listened to, and anybody listened to this once remembers it. But let's fast forward and take a modern example, Avicii Levels. This track almost turned into a Swedish national anthem, but more importantly, the melody of this track repeats over and over again 39 times, and this is just a 3 minute track. And your repeated melody sometimes can be as simple as voice leading in your chord progression, and you can provide repetitiveness that way. Let me give you an example. Here we have a chord progression. The difference is it's not just chords. The different voices in the chord is kind of creating the melody. Listen to this. You can hear the melody, can't you? Listen how catchy it becomes together with the other things. Contrasting sections. This one is less common, but still used to increase complexity in catchy melodies. The melody from Levels had this already in it. The end of the melody has the phrase that reverses in each section. A more entertaining and complex version is from another genre. We hear the original melody for quite long. Almost feels like it will never change, but then it goes up. And then again, it goes up one more time and then abrupt end. This creates this very playful and entertaining melody that kind of reflects the feeling or the vibe the song going for as well. All in all, you still have to keep one more thing in mind. All these things are tools that can lead you to where the good melodies are. These tools are actually not your destinations. These are just there to help you find the way faster. So when you try to make catchy and good melodies, try to utilize these ones to get there faster. But in the end, you still need to sit down and put the effort to reach your destination. Keep that in mind.